What's up, YouTube? This is me, Asian Dave, aka Fanatical for Jesus, aka Dalway, aka David Chu. This is gonna be kind of a heartfelt video. I want to be completely open and honest with you guys about something. I got the idea for this video from a Facebook page called Mental Health on the Mighty, which, by the way, if you don't know, never heard of that page, I suggest you go check it out. It's it's a Facebook. The Facebook page is called Mental Health on the Mighty on Facebook. It's a really great page about anything mental health related. They have different articles on all different types of topics like um, stuff for PTSD, depression, bipolar, schizophrenia. They have all different types of topics about everything mental health related. Um, Yeah, so the topic of the day that I want to talk about is why I'm afraid that my mental illness makes it hard for people to love me. Like this is a topic that really hits home to me because it's something that keeps me up at night. Like um I'm a pretty confident guy when it comes to my ability to do certain things, like to reason and um to I don't know do like when I go up to talk to when I go up to talk to women, I'm pretty confident when I talk to a woman. Usually there are times where I get nervous when I talk to a woman, but most of the time, like, I'm pretty confident in my ability to talk to people, but um like I don't know, I get worried that sometimes my mental illness symptoms make it difficult for those who are around me to love me, like those who I consider close friends and family, like my sisters and like my close friends that I have to love me. It makes it difficult for me to um not only accept their love, but it also makes it difficult for me to feel feel loved by them. Like, for instance, I know when I get hypomanic, I tend to be very, um, I tend to be very argumentative, and I always think I'm right about everything when I'm hypomanic. This doesn't mean that every time I argue and think I'm right about something that I'm hypomanic. Just to put that out there. But I know when I do get hypomanic, I do tend to argue and think I'm always right about everything, and I I know that that frustrates a lot of people because they don't like they don't like to argue all the time about every little topic out there, and I understand but that's how I am when I get hypomanic. I tend to be very argumentative. Um, another thing about um, another thing about how I get when I'm hypomanic or even when I'm depressed, I get very irritable. Yeah, I get very irritable. Like, and I'll snap at people when I get like depressed or hypomanic. I um I don't put up with too much. If someone is I get easily annoyed over little things when I'm hypomanic or depressed. Usually when I'm depressed, I get easily annoyed, and people like if someone could be joking with me, and I well I won't take it as a joke when I'm depressed. Like, I'll take it as they're insulting me. I'll get pissed off and I'll try and tell them off or something. Um, like I also tend to isolate myself when I'm depressed. Like, and I know if someone tries to ask me to come out and hang out with them or talk to them on the phone or or like whatever, like I stay away from them. Like, I avoid them because I don't. If I'm depressed, like, I don't feel like being around people at all. Like, But when I'm hypomanic, I want to be like, when I'm hypomanic, I want to be around people all the time. And I know that can be a drain on some people because like they feel like they have to constantly keep me entertained, and that's how I feel when I'm hypomanic. I feel like I want constant entertainment. I want to talk to someone all the time on the phone. I want to, like when I'm hypomanic and I have no one to talk to, like I end up going I end up like flipping out of my head. Like I end up going crazy. Like I start to panic, and I start thinking, oh, they don't want to hang out with me. They don't want to talk to me, and like I start to get angry. Like and yeah, I start to get really angry. I go from hypomania to anger really fast when I feel like no one wants to talk to me. And I feel like this shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't expect people to have to talk to me all the time whenever I want to talk to them. But that's how I get when I get hypomania. I feel like I want to talk to someone right away and about anything and everything. We could talk about anything and everything, and I'll be happy. Like, but people aren't puppets um, for me to control. Like, I can't expect them to drop everything on a dime and talk to me whenever I want them to talk to me. And that's something I need to tell myself. And like, I feel like um, I do feel like my mental illness does make it difficult for people to love me. Like, and that thought keeps me awake at night. Like, it really does. It keeps me awake at night when I think about how I am, how my mental illness makes it difficult for people to love me, and I feel like it shouldn't. I mean, I'm not saying it shouldn't make it difficult, but it does make it difficult for people to love me, and I just want to say to everyone out there, my sisters, and everyone out there, like that I have hurt or not hurt, that I have made it frustrating to be my friend or my family member, and um, like it just makes it. I understand I'm difficult to deal with at times. Like I know I have made it difficult, really difficult for my sisters to actually be in my life, and that they still are in my life, no matter how difficult I make it on them. Like, and I appreciate my sisters a lot um, for for that. I appreciate my friends for choosing to still be in my life, even though I make it difficult for them in my life. Um, yeah, and it just makes me wonder though, like as my mental illness progresses and gets worse, how much longer my friends and my family will still how much longer they'll still put up with me as my mental illness progressively gets worse. Like, it makes me wonder that. Like, I mean, I know that they say that they'll be there for me no matter what. Like, and I'm thankful that they say that. But, I mean, really, will they really be there for me? Especially if I'm walking around like how my mom does. I may even be worse than my mom because mental illness affects men worse than women. So, I may even be worse than my mom is. And will they really put up with me? Like, because of that. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I hope to God that they will. I mean, I've already lost a lot of friends who, um, who were good friends of mine because of my mental illness. And so I'm thankful for the ones who have stuck by my side and, um, who have stuck by my side. I'm thankful to them and my sisters for still being there for me. And I'm also like I don't want to come across as ungrateful or anything. So like I'm trying to my best to show my gratitude towards my sisters and my friends who have stuck by my side. Even you, my YouTube family, who have stuck by me through like my transformation. I know I'm not the same person I was probably like 3 or 4 years ago, but you still stuck by my channel, still watch my videos, and um, even though I have completely transformed, you still show me love. Even though I have completely transformed, I'm a completely different person. Like, and I appreciate even you guys too. Um, Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about, I saw a post in one of the ABW groups that I'm in, and it gave me an idea for another part to this video. It was about if you knew someone who was falling in love with you, what advice would you give them? And I said the the advice that I would give someone who's falling in love with me, number one, is to learn more about growing closer to Jesus Christ and becoming more developing their relationship with Jesus Christ. That's the first thing I would tell them, is that they need to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Like, that's the first number one priority that I would tell someone who's falling in love with me. Because I can't be with someone who doesn't have a relationship with Christ. Like, I have to be with someone who has a solid foundation and has a solid relationship with Christ. Um, that's just what how I feel about that. And the second thing I would advise is learn about mental illness and learn how to deal with a loved one who has a mental illness. Because with someone like me who has um, schizoaffective disorder, bipolar type, it's it's someone like me. We're really difficult to deal with. Like, we have mood swings. We have that's another thing that makes it difficult for people to love me, is all my mood swings that I have. Like, I have a lot of different mood swings where I go from I'll go depressed, happy, depressed, angry, depressed, happy, angry. I fluctuate really like a lot with my emotions. I go from one extreme to the other extreme really fast. Um, so what I think, someone who's falling in love with me, they need to understand that. Like, and I know on top of it, I also have periods of psychosis in between my mental illness. So I'll get thoughts in my head to hurt people, and I'll hear like a rooster crowing that's not a non-existent rooster crowing all the time. I haven't heard the rooster crowing in a while, thank God, because my meds are actually working now. But um, I hear, like, I get thoughts in my head to hurt people, like, just for no apparent reason. Like, I'll get a thought in my head telling me to punch someone in the face, or smack someone across the head, or like push someone over a balcony. Like, I get like random thoughts like that in my head. Sometimes I even get random thoughts in my head to hurt myself. Like, I remember just the other night I was sitting on my bed and I had a thought in my head telling me to break my finger. And I don't know where the thought came from, but it told me to break my finger. And so I have random, and it kept telling me that. It kept telling me to break my finger, break my finger. And I was like, I'm not gonna break my finger. Like, but like, and I was even imagining myself breaking my finger too. Like, it was pretty bad. But so I get periods of psychosis in between my mood swings. And so someone who's falling in love with me would need to know how to understand what I'm going through and be able to be there for me as I'm going through what I'm going through. Like, it's gonna be hard on you, like, but um it's something that you need to deal with, and like understand that that's what I'm going through. And if you want to be in my life, you're gonna have to deal with a lot of craziness, and um which is why I do understand why a lot of people with mental illness end up alone, and because a lot of people don't want to deal with all that craziness. And if that's their right, they don't have to deal with that craziness if they don't want to deal with it. Like, but yeah, so that's what I said. I mean, that's why I think my relationship with my ex lasted as long as it did, because she did understand what I was going through, and she understood my illness because she has a master's degree in psychology, and so she understood mental illness. She understands. But even with her master's degree in psychology, there were still things that she learned just from dating me about what it's like to be with someone who's mentally ill. Like there was things that I did that completely caught her by surprise, and like she even said she didn't learn about this in her psychology classes. But that's for another video for another time. Anyways, so yeah, that'll be the two pieces of advice I'll give to anyone who's planning on falling in love with me or someone who has a mental illness. First, get good with God, and um get gain a relationship with Jesus Christ, like, and get a solid foundation in Christ. The second advice I give is to learn about mental illness and learn how to deal with someone who has a mental illness. Anyway, so that's all I have to say for now. As always, thank you for watching my video, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to rate and subscribe. I have a good day. God bless you, and deuces.